Okay, so, I had a dream, and it was kind of segmented into lots of little parts, because it was like, it took us a while. I was with, various friends throughout the thing, and they would change depending on the circumstances, but basically, it took us a while to figure it out. People kept dying. It was kind of weird. I mean, it's not that weird for people to die, but it would be like somebody would die, and then the scenario would reset, and eventually we ended up being like clued in to the fact that it was like not a game show, but like a game, and basically, so there's somebody running it, and we had to do a scenario. Basically, like, the game would reset, and there would be like a new prompt. Like, we would be in, I'm trying to think of one of them that made any bit of sense. One of them was, we were at a music award show, and then terrorist attack, and we had to deal with the situation. And basically, like, the game, and it's not all violent stuff, but it could be like, I think one of them was we had to make videos. It seemed almost like a Gish West item, where I had to make videos. Like, one person had to be a zebra. We had to make costumes and do stuff, but there'd be all these scenarios, and somebody would die. And if it was one of the players, then the game would reset and go to a different scenario. But the objective was to figure out who the conductor was, the guy running the game. The person running the game would always be in one of the scenarios. He'd be in a scenario. He'd be one of the guys. And so it makes you like super suspicious of everybody. Actually, thinking about it, it's a lot like the Trickster and Supernatural. Whatever. But basically, you have to try and figure out who the conductor is, and kill them. But you can't kill like you can't just go on a killing spree and kill everybody. Otherwise, it resets. So you have to kill one person that is the conductor, or one of the terrorists. You can totally kill those guys. But basically, like, what usually happens is one of the players dies, and then a new player is brought in, and it's usually a complete stranger. So nobody really, people kind of want to work together, but they kind of don't want to work together because like, well, if that person dies and I don't die, the game resets again. So at least it's not me for that round. So it's a little bit of a weird, like, almost battle royale, but with teamwork in a weird way. I don't think we ever won. I think people just kept dying. I ended up hard passing. I ended up actually, like, noping out of the dream, not because of all the violence, but because in the Gish item where we had to make costumes, I ended up dressing up as, I forget what it was. I was in some sort of weird costume that was, I want to say it was an elephant costume. I don't remember. I was dressed up probably as an elephant. I think it was gray. And I ended up getting dogpiled by people. And somebody ended up tickling my feet, and I didn't like it. So I mean, you know, ignore the fact that I've been going through a battle royale situation. That's been fine. But somebody started tickling my feet, and I just was like, nope, I dislike this so much. I actually flinched and flailed around in bed from the shock of having my feet tickled. So I guess I noped out of that, so I didn't actually get to see the conclusion of that dream, the thing. But there was another segment that I had that, I think this is before we found out about the battle royale, so it might not even been part of it, but oh my god, it was unpleasant. I was with some of my friends, and we were at we were hiking a forest or something, which is weird. I don't hike. Walking through the forest, we decided to take a break. And we sit down, and there's like us, and in front of us there's a little bit of like maybe 10 feet of dirt, and then beyond that is like a little creek. Not a creek, it was a lake pond thing. Small body of water, not moving. Not that big. Maybe like the size of a house, but obviously flat because it's water. Not obviously, this is a dream. It's a flat body of water, about the size of the footprint of a house, whatever. And on the other side of it is, we were like looking at the scenery, and we saw a tree stump that had been like split, and it was like, you know, one of those hollowed out little things. And I was like, oh shit, guys, there's like lynxes in there, big old kitties, and they had like a little family. And I was like, oh, I mean, I'd probably be worried in real life too, just because worry, but dream me is like, oh, it's gonna kill us. And I was like, oh no, guys, they're really cute because they had like little babies in there. And I was like, we should get the fuck out of here. And then, but before we could leave, one of the lynx parents came out and like walked out, and it kind of stared at us, and we're like, I mean, it was really pretty, but we're like, oh no. And so then it like sat down. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. It sat down, and it like started, you know how cats stick their legs out, and they kind of, their back legs, they stick out, and then they kind of like lean forward, and they start licking their bellies. And so I saw it do that, and it started, the hair started moving like away from where it was looking, and we're like, what's going on? And I was like, what's going on? One of my friends was like, oh yeah, don't you know that lynx like shed? And I was like shed wool, like sheep, like you can shear them, but is it taking its hair off? And it's like, no, they shed their skin. And like bit itself and tore a line right up its belly from its crotch to its neck, and then it wriggled out of its skin, and it was all that like muscle exposed. It was like Hellraiser shit. And we were all watching that pretty horrified, and then we casually looked down, and suddenly none of us have skin either. We're all like that. And I was just like, and basically everybody, all of their entire group was like, oh, why does this happen? I was like, this isn't right, this isn't reasonable, this isn't natural, this is so unsanitary, because we're sitting on dirt, and we're all freaking out. We scared off the lynx, but just like, it didn't make any sense. But yeah, we ended up like, and it's not like our skin was just laying around that we could get back into it. We were just there with no skin. It was a thing. But I do like the fact that it was, the most offensive part was probably the fact that we happened to be sitting on dirt when we had no skin. I was like, this is gonna get so infected. You have no idea, guys. Yeah, I noped out of that one pretty fast too. So, and those were my dreams, as far as I can remember. A horrible mess.